What's going on, everybody? I just yeeted a freaking troll out of my chat. That's right. Oh shit, forgot to turn my camera on. I'm a professional, okay? Memory card A, automatic. I don't think that date was right. I don't need no stinking memory card. What's up, everybody? My floor. This house is so old. When I dance, my whole bookshelf like shakes. Makes me nervous, actually. I've had shit fall off this shelf before. You might remember when I was jamming out on my guitar. Yeah. Anyway. How's it going, all? What's good? Biden's sniffing me? What do you guys think of that classic? Oh, I want to show you guys one of my favorite hats. So this hat, Logan Miller finally made it. Hey, Logan, I just want to say real quick, thank you. This dude's just been showing up saying, I didn't make the show, but here's my super chat on my shows that, like, afterwards. Are you a remote viewer, Adam? Man, nah. That would be cool, though. This is my favorite hat right now. My hair's getting long. Look at this. Isn't this thing awesome? Now, my sister made this for me. Actually, it wasn't for me. She made it, and I love it. And she gave it to me. So, it looks itchy. It's not at all. That's the crazy part. You think this, I mean, it looks like it's that, like, itchy wool. Super soft, but it's still kind of hardy. You know, it's got like this perfect middle ground between being soft and being like a thick wool. Let me just say, in the wintertime here, this thing is fantastic. My wife hates where is it? So this thing, this thing, you see this? So this is like the offshoot, like where she started. But for me, I love this thing. I call it the dick. You know, my hat's got a little dick, and my wife fucking hates it. She can't stand it. Whatever, I'll just keep it on. It's a toque. You are Canadian, obviously, right? Don't they call them toques? Freaking weirdos. You'll be American soon enough. So we'll be changing the word toque. That will be, damn it, we do have freedom of speech in America. So, all right, whatever. Attachment point for Jingle Bells? Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So Biden radicalized me. All right. And, well, yeah, I think it was Biden. It was Biden. It was Fauci. It was a few other Democrats. And I found an article about it being a slippery slope about being online and how young men are being radicalized. Have you guys heard that this is happening? If you're watching my show, you are an extremist, according to Washington Post. They wrote an article about me quite some time ago, back in 2021, after the whole January 6th thing. They were, calling out shows that were a haven for people who thought that they got their election stolen, and they thought that the government was trying to push on a certain poison in them that, sure enough, has been since proven poisonous. I'm not talking about anything in particular because I'm not a medical doctor and I'm not giving any medical advice, of course. But that being said, all of the things that I've gotten strikes here on YouTube, I've turned out to be correct on YouTube. All of them. 13 strikes. You know I have 13 strikes on this channel? Do you guys know that? 13 strikes. Now, 3 of them were some BS, Okay, it was some jackass who made me thumbnails and then tried to strike my channel for using them because I didn't make him a co-host. He was kind of fucking nuts. Anyway, I was 100% correct on a whole bunch of things. I don't even think I'm allowed to tell you about it. I don't think I can even say. But let's check out this article. Look at this. It's a slippery slope how young men being radicalized online. They're being radicalized. Reed Brown says YouTube started showing him problematic content when he was just 13 years old. Reed Brown remembers the first time he got sucked in by the algorithm. He was 13, watching videos after school when YouTube started pushing him controversial content. Now he's 21. So let's see, that's 8 years ago. 2016. What happened in 2016 that Google, who owns YouTube, wanted to push young 13-year-olds into radicalization? Right. They wanted to make Trump look as bad as possible. Probably trying to catch any young, impressionable boys to do shit that they can manipulate and make Trump look bad or use to their ends by getting them to do things that they can then blame on Trump's America. There's that Google whistleblower, Zach Voorhees, who said Google changed their entire algorithm after 2016 when Trump won to stop Trump from ever happening again. Their words. I find that awfully convenient that the timing on this is when he was 13, getting hit with the algorithm. I remember a YouTube that didn't have algorithms. In fact, I miss having no algorithms. I know for a fact that I am being suppressed by the algorithm. Thanks, YouTube. 13 strikes later, and they don't push my channel anymore. In fact, they just take my subs away. And sorry, don't get me started. Let's get back to this. As time went on, the videos became increasingly extreme. Of course they did. Started out pretty benign, he recalls. You're watching something about teen fashion, and the next thing you know, the algorithm would push you to a Ben Shapiro video. I'm sorry. You don't... Okay. When you think radicalization, do you think Ben Shapiro? I'm just curious. Anyway, Shapiro describes himself as a conservative political commentator, though his views are seen as controversial and outright discriminatory by some. He suggested, for example, that transgender people suffer from a mental disorder. Is that controversial? Isn't that literally it though? Isn't it a mental thing? Because they mentally think that they're a different gender? Is that not a mental disorder? How is it? I mean, let's just I'm trying to be objective. Actually, is it not? It's a mental disorder. I don't understand how that's controversial at all. Even for like a transgender person, wouldn't they say, like, I mentally think I'm a different gender? Like, how is that not a mental thing? I don't understand. I mean, mental disorders aren't synonymous with bad. Sometimes they are, right? I mean, you think disorder, right? You think that it's not normal. But like, what is normal? Anyway, I don't know. I'm just like, anyway, okay. This is such a ridiculous. Anyway, He has combined 9.4 million subscribers and followers on YouTube and Twitter, many of whom are young people like Brown, when he got pushed in Shapiro's direction. Shapiro, let's be real. Shapiro is controlled opposition. Same with Tim Pool, same with Dave Rubin, same with a lot of these conservative talking heads. That, I think they're controlled opposition. It's like the uniparty of media. That's what it feels like anyway. I could be wrong, actually. I could be wrong. I don't know. Conservative light? Yeah, maybe. Shapiro is not affiliated with any hate group. However, experts say his content is used by extremist far-right groups. I can't say that with a straight face because to the left, everyone is a extremist far-right group. I'm probably considered some extremist far-right. Many of you are probably considered extremists and far-right to a lot of the, it's kind of ridiculous. Experts say his content is used by extremist far-right groups as an entry point that exposes young men to harmful comments and posts on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and other apps. They just didn't want to say X. Over time, they say exposure to this harmful content can slowly radicalize vulnerable teens. You know what solves this? Just nips it right in the bud. Just done. Parenting. I said it. Parenting. When you have a close relationship with your kids, or vice versa, your parents, this kind of shit doesn't matter. This kind of kid, this situation, this kid is looking for a father figure. Look, I'm jumping. I'm to a conclusion here, but fatherlessness is an issue, and I think that it is one of the pillars of problems with this world that we're living in right now. I'm going to teach my son that hateful comments will always exist. I'm going to teach my son that there's going to be people that will hate him because he's got blue eyes, because he's going to be tall, because he's going to be a handsome lad that gets all the ladies. You know, I'm sorry. I mean, anyway. But it's true. My own best friend from high school told me later on in life that he hated me the whole time because all the girls that he wanted me. And I didn't give a shit. I was just playing Magic the Gathering, not giving a fuck. But hate exists even in your best friend. I was shocked. He told me many years later. It wasn't in some passion. He was telling me I need to come clean. I hated you. We were friends, but man, I hated you. It was wow. Hate exists always. But if you talk, most psychologists would agree with that also, Adam. Thank you, Mom. How you doing? Good to see you. I definitely agree that parents play a big role for sure. Yeah, exactly. Well, when I read this statement, this paragraph right here, right? Leading to this content is being used and blah, blah, blah. It's I'm going to be a part of what my son is consuming until he leaves my house. What are you watching? What are you researching? What are you into? Let's build something. Let me help you do stuff. Let's play a game. Let's play some music. I'm going to be a part of his life. I want to know what he's consuming until he leaves my house. Period. That will never change. Ever. Because I want him to be prepared. There's this thing about would you rather have $10 million now or know everything you know and go back to when you were 10 and restart? Well, I would take the money and I would just make sure that my son is as prepared as I would be if I was going back. That's what parenting is. That's what having a child is. Is I'm going to have him be more prepared than I was when I was a child. Adam, I still remember when he told me that he hated you. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I mean, he practically lived at our house for a long time. And I lived at his house for a long time. It was crazy. And then his brother started messaging me later in life telling me how I betrayed their family and left, and like I was like, "What are you talking about, man? I had my own problems in life, dude. Holy shit." I think he was just mad cuz I was like his older brother. And he liked me more than his actual older brother, who probably hated me for that. Anyway, let's getting into some young high school drama from my past. You sound like parasites. I'm not going to comment on that, but anyway, they're good. They were good people. Sounds like he was in love. Actually, that maybe, yeah. Who knows? All right. In fact, white supremacy. All the buzzwords in this article. This is a Canadian website, I believe. Yeah, CBC. That's Canadian, isn't it? This is hilarious. Anyway, in fact, white supremacist organizations deliberately target vulnerable men from the manosphere to bring into their cause. Yeah, probably fatherless men, right? Or men that have been ostracized from their community via horrible women or horrible court systems that favor horrible women and totally screw over men, which is why they're the leading, like, by far how much the like suicide rates go. Anyway, it's like I think it all revolves the same thing. Men are manosphere sounds like satire. No, manosphere is a phrase. It's a term. Anyway, this is said by Ellen Chloe Bateman, a documentary and podcast producer who researches online radicalization among young men and incel subculture. I can't stand this person. Who is this? Her right here? It is. Ugh. She looks exactly how I thought she would look. Oh my god. This woman hates men because much more attractive men than her, like way up here. She's here. This guy fucked her once and she thought she was going to be all that. And he broke her heart because he didn't give a shit about her. I could just see it. Look, let me tell you one thing. Look, I was a model, right, for a long time. People think that what you will about modeling. I don't give a shit. What I learned about modeling is I understood how to discern a personality through a picture. I'm serious. I can feel because I literally worked with the actual people. I got to know personalities of people and get their pictures, my picture taken, their picture taken. I'd see the pictures and I knew who they were, and I could get a feel for it. Was my profession for over a decade. And it's shocking how much I could get a feel for it. Who a person is through their picture, and or how they carry themselves through video. I'm an incredible judge of character because of that. Because I traveled and I met so many people through my industry who, I mean, modeling it's not a personality type, it's a look. So there's personality types of all different types. Anyway, bring it back to this. This woman, I could see it. She hates men because the man that she really wanted broke her heart. Are you certain that's a woman? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, she hates men because she definitely got her heart broken. Secretly, she really wants love. And I'll be honest, I hope she finds it. But I think that's true. Yeah. Look how sad she is. This girl's sad. Okay. Let's find out more about what she's saying here. The manosphere, as Bateman calls it, is a network of online spaces where men's rights and misogynistic views are often promoted, discussed, and shared that can include content from Shapiro and other controversial figure Andrew Tate. Dude, there. How much we need, let's see. We need probably I guess a Tim Pool. We need what other what other names should be dropped in here, right? Jack Posobiec, maybe. Let's see. They've done them. Trump. I don't think Trump's been. No. Trump hasn't been said yet. But I'm. It needs Crowder, maybe. Okay, I can see that. But I think Trump needs Jordan Peterson. Yeah. Okay, we got a couple names yet. But if we see them all. Now, Jack Murphy, he's only in certain circles. What's up, Metastep? Cheers, man. Good to see you. Glad you quit playing Destiny to join the show. Okay. Though TikTok's recent decision to remove Tate's account for misogynistic content that violated its policies put the decision in the spotlight, the personal stories of people like Brown offer unique insight into the effect the content can have on teen boys. The videos Brown watched as an early teen were often misogynistic, he said, and it started to affect the way he thought and how he interacted with people at school. Again, parenting issue. That is 100% his parents' fault. Just saying. I remember repeating some sexist attitudes, things like about the wage gap, especially when I was hanging out with my guy friends. We were repeating all those things we were seeing on the internet. A lot of sexism and misogyny. I bet it was that the wage gap isn't real and that it's fake and it was created to cause animosity between men and women and to control women into voting Democrat. I have a feeling that's what it was. And hey, that's real. That's actually all true, what I just said. That's not sexism. That's not misogyny. They hate the truth. Yes, Harry. They hate the truth. Exactly. Seeing his friends act out these things in person made it more real than watching an idea online. Act out what? How do you act out a wage gap? What exactly are they acting out? I need more details than this. That's kind of like, that's not saying anything. Acting out misogyny? What, like locker talk about grabbing her by the, what, when you're famous, they let you grab them by the pussy? I believe Trump when he says that. Women will let you do that if you're famous enough. It's just true. Those people can't stand Trump for saying the truth. Famous enough men, girls throw themselves at. Because if they choose him, they get a free ride to live in the luxurious life of being a child forever. Isn't that every woman's dream? All right, maybe not. God, sorry for the hard women out there. But being a housewife to a incredibly rich person, right? Where all you get to do is like, raising kids is a lot of work. I know. You were right on target. Don't backslide. I know. Thank you. Okay. It can escalate in the comments. This statement right there. God, when people... I'm guilty of this. Don't get me wrong. Everybody can be guilty of this. Everybody can let a comment affect them. You guys watch my show. There's people that get to me sometimes. I've learned to laugh about it a lot more. Like this dude said some shit about me wanting to date him. I literally just banned him from my chat. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm at the point where if I'm going to do this, I don't need to deal with your negativity. The people here are awesome. Why you can come in and get upset or start trolling me? You could just get banned. You can get banned from my chat, and that's how it works. I don't care. Doesn't matter anymore. I wasn't triggered. He was trying to trigger me, so I just banned him. It was obvious. You are. Thank you. The final metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. That's a cool word. Stream crash forever. Oh, is my stream good? Looks good on my end. Okay. That's exactly how online radicalization works, Bateman said of Brown's experience. Oh, good. More from Bateman. Her name is Bateman. She describes just a reminder, this is who is describing this about men online. Okay? Just reminding you. Okay. She describes radicalization as a slippery slope that can begin as algorithms pushing boys to videos that increasingly harmful. Then someone might engage you in a comment thread and tell you to join their Discord group where the content gets darker and darker, and it's edgy, she said. It's entertaining for some young guys. Before you know it, you've stumbled into an extreme subculture. But what the hell does... I feel like, though this may be true, right? It could be true. I'm not saying it isn't true, right? I know that does exist. But is it as widespread as they're making it seem? I don't think so. The targets are often young men who feel lost or isolated. They look to these groups as a way to escape those feelings. Or video games. Right? Or video games, or Reddit chat rooms, or YouTube chat. You know what I mean? Like people were reaching out to me saying they missed hanging out in my chat because you guys are like, we've got like a crew. We're all hanging out, It's a vibe here. Pardon me. It's like we're all hanging out. It's awesome. And I'm going to radicalize all of you. The allure of these hate groups is that they provide isolated young men with a sense of community and power that normally comes from family. Yeah. Funny that. Often for the first time in their lives. Because they didn't get it from their father. Parents are the only ones that kids should seek validation from. My son will need to earn my respect. He has my love. But everyone should earn respect. I want to teach that. You have to earn respect. He has my love, always. I love the shit out of that little man. You know what I mean? But that energy is, I need to earn respect. I don't demand it. And also, I validate me. I know I don't need anyone else to validate me because the most important people in my life have validated me. That's my job as a father. I'm going to validate my dad or my son. You know what I mean? He's not going to need to go to these other groups to get validation. And this is something that I feel even for parents that are in their kids' lives, they're not validating their children. They're giving them an iPad, a phone. Oh, thank God, I get some freedom. Stare at a screen, go into a different world because I I want some freedom, essentially. I know that feeling. When it's her turn and I get to freaking chill because he's a lot. I'm like, oh wow, I get to do something that I get to do. Amazing. And vice versa. We talked about this yesterday, just like how free it feels because our life isn't ours anymore. It's his, essentially. But that's what we signed up for. A lot of parents don't want to do that. A lot of parents didn't plan to have kids, right? They thankfully didn't abort, but then they realized that I didn't want to have a kid. I wanted to live my selfish life, and I'm going to continue to live my life for me. Instead of when you have a baby, you then now are living your life for them. That's how it works. That's how it should always work. That's how it always had worked. Remember shotgun weddings? People were like, "Oh, you're pregnant. We're gonna get married now because that's how it goes. We have to raise a child together." That doesn't exist anymore, and that's a damn shame, right? Responsibilities. Oh, these younger generations, my generation and below, right? Gen X all the way to, I don't know, 18-year-olds, New York. Who knows, right? How deep the infection is. Some young men may see messages for empowerment for women and girls as an attack on masculinity. I mean, let's be real. A lot of the times, those messages include shitting on men. So that they empowerment for women is fine, right? I'm all for women's empowerment, but not at the detriment of men. And there are plenty of things that I've seen over the years that shit on men. And like, let me give you an example. Ghostbusters 2016. The original Ghostbusters movies didn't shit on women at all. It was a freaking awesome story of this group of Ghostbusters, and they busted ghosts. 2016 Ghostbusters was a shit show of women, just women power, but the whole thing was them dunking on men. They shit. I couldn't even finish watching it. I got to the point where Chris Hemsworth came in and they just freaking used him as a punching bag, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? This is the worst shit I've ever seen. But that movie was about women's empowerment, and they said if you didn't like it, that you're a freaking misogynist. Like, so I'm reading this kind of shit, and it's like, well, what do you mean? Women empowerment is every single time. It's almost in the same breath. They're talking about shitting on men and misogyny and whatever. So women's empowerment. It's like the same women are allowing trans like men that are pretending to be women to like go and compete and go into their spaces. It's they don't. It's freaking ridiculous. Maybe they see Me Too stuff. Maybe they see a T-shirt or a bumper sticker that says the future is female. There's a lot of encouraging content out there for girls, and if young men aren't given an opportunity to talk through their feelings on this, they may see that as men are irrelevant. Wow, this fucking bitch. Let me just remind everybody, this is who we're talking about. She is so lost in the Democratic leftist talking points. She's missing like the whole perspective of what men are going through. Give an opportunity to talk their feelings on this. Talk through their feelings on this. Ugh. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what's happening, but they may feel that way. No, Me Too was a bunch of shit. Okay? Men get raped. Men get groped. I've had both things happen to me. I'm not joking. I've been raped before. I have. I said this story on Timcast once. I was seeing a girl. It was new. We hadn't slept together yet. I woke up and she had put me inside her. She raped me. I woke up and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? No condom. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I was pissed. We don't talk. We didn't talk anymore. I had another time. I was standing in a line in a club in New York City. I was standing there in the line for the bar. There was 3 lines. I was in the middle line. I looked to my right. There was a mid girl. She was like kind of dancing. She looked over me. We locked eyes. She smiled at me. I smiled back. I wasn't interested. But she kind of like, she was like, you're cute, whatever, and like danced up to me a little bit and grabbed my crotch. Straight up, like, did like a, and I smacked her hand away. And her 2 friends that were behind her came at me. Like I attacked her. And I'm like, you're coming at me? That bitch just grabbed my crotch. And they were like, "Oh, we are so sorry." And they took her and left. Dude, men, it happens too. It happens to men. It's bullshit. They act like it's only in one direction. Anyway, I can't stand women like this. And then they have no, I'm not done. And then they have something called lying. You ever hear about this? How women lie and then men go to jail because they lie about being raped or lie about whatever. I personally had a friend in high school, broke up with a girl. She lied about him raping her. He went to prison for 2 years. He lost his foster family, right? She found out, or she felt guilty, told a psychiatrist that she was talking to that she lied about it. He's like, this is illegal. I have to tell the police. And the guy, my friend, got released from prison 2 years later. Insane. And guess what? She didn't get in trouble at all. Nothing happened to her. She was probably praised for, who the fuck knows? Oh, let's see. So how can our society give young men a way to work through their feelings in a healthy way? Oh my God. Get them some damn fathers. And stop letting women raise the men. Women cannot raise a boy like a father can. Look, I'm sorry. Every time I say this kind of shit, the single moms that watch my show are like, I did a great job with my son. I'm not talking about you then, all right? I'm talking about the average, all right? Especially boys. Men need men. Boys need their fathers, okay? I feel this more than ever because I am now a father to a son. Granted, he's only 4 months old, but I don't give a shit. I'm seeing the future. I'm envisioning the things that he's going to have to go through that I'm going to have to teach him how to deal with. And this shit pisses me off because this is some bitch who thinks she knows what's best for men and their feelings. No, she doesn't know shit. She's coming from a place of anger. She is. I could tell this woman can't stand men. She's the type of woman that would have a boy and hate him because he's a boy and then teach him that he's a girl and then he would be mentally fucked up forever, especially if she'd put him on puberty blockers. I'm not joking. I fully believe that this is the type of woman that would do that. This bitch. And that's what Morris Green found himself asking, and what he says he hopes his organization can offer. Okay. What the fuck? Who's this? Look at, why are they always so sad? Why is she looks so depressed. This woman looks like she's about to use maid service in Canada. Green is a health education consultant who is part of Guy's work in Nova Scotia, an organization now in its 11th year. He began working with schools in Nova Scotia in 2012, hoping to give young men a safe space to talk about their feelings, mental health, and disrupt problematic ideals about masculinity. God, I hope it's not like, I can imagine like this being some leftist cry out your feelings. You know those videos you're seeing of all those guys that are like, and they're like, let it out, man, let it out. It's just like, holy shit. That is not the way. Stoicism is very important. Those harmful social norms can include anything from pressure on young men to drink alcohol, to not wanting to be seen as vulnerable, to ask for help. Men shouldn't want to be seen as vulnerable at all. That's a turnoff for women. And what the fuck? Men should not want to be seen as vulnerable. Is that not? Women don't want a vulnerable man. They want a man that's going to be able to handle the shit and take the lead. What the fuck? This is exactly what I worried it would be. Holy shit. We wanted to basically normalize help-seeking behavior. Holy fuck. No, these boys need fathers. They need men in their lives. All of these fucking people have no, they're avoiding you know what, this reminds me of a post. I have to bring it up. I have to read something to you guys. Give me a second. I have to find it. It's not too long. I'm barely on Twitter right now, so it shouldn't be too difficult for me to find. Yes. Okay. Here we go. This is from just a random, I don't know where I found this. All right, but listen to this. Look, weird trick to start subway pushers, all right? Build up this whole thing, right? Where this is actually in Europe. There's a lot of places. I mean, a lot of Europe is essentially very progressive and ruined by these policies, but it's going to make more sense when you hear this. This post is the perfect example of liberal thought and politics. Instead of just arresting the thugs, who are people pushing innocent civilians onto subway tracks, they would rather construct billions of dollars worth of complex infrastructure while leaving these ticking time bombs on the street to enforce the terror of anarcho-tyranny among the productive classes. Ultimately, this infrastructure will be a waste, as the criminals will find new and creative ways to kill around it, thus requiring another batch of billions of more creative infrastructure and ad nauseum, all because they are too afraid to confront the truth about the behavior of certain fetishized demographic groups. Wasting tax dollars is another way in which libs wage war against the productive and heritage classes by finding new ways to extract the wealth of their enemies for waste, corruption, grift, etc. They get to pretend to be about some sort of progress by inventing some unnecessary solution to a problem they created, which will ultimately only be used to extend the corruption and power of the state, which they use to punish their enemies. Now, the reason I bring that up, because it's the same thing for this freaking article that I'm reading. It's the same thing. The answer is nuclear families. It's having a father in the home to be that rock, that solid being that teaches men how to be a rock and be a solid. fucking talk about my feeling. What the fuck? No. Uh, there's a time and a place, sure, right? But not in maybe AA, right? If you have issues, but when you're teaching young men to become like men, it's be solid. You don't want to seem vulnerable in public. You want to seem like a rock, right? You need to know that life is going to be a tide of ocean that's going to slam against that rock. But that's what life is. It sucks. But you need to have a solid foundation for your family, for your job, for your future, for life. That's what men do. Women are the life givers. They literally give life. I watched my wife grow a baby. It was incredible. It's so crazy to think about. Like, I watched a baby grow, and then now he's here. I'm looking at a picture of him. He exists. I have baby stuff all over my office now. It's wild to think about that we made a baby. The answer is not this fucking. They're selling you this shit. Oh, we're doing. He's got this. All these people have these jobs. Green energy selling. You know, it's like instead of nuclear energy, which works perfectly, it's safe. They've come a long way since Fukushima, which was a generation 1, or Chernobyl, which I don't even know if it was generation 1. It was that old. You know, they're trying to sell you all these things and like tax credits and climate change and like all this stuff. They're just creating this new industry to milk and tax the productive. I hate it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. I'm not gonna read this bullshit. This dude is just selling his own green energy for men's. The rest of this article, that's basically what it is. But I'm gonna read that. Just gonna jump to the last bit. How algorithms target young men. Oh God. As for Brown, he's now a fourth-year mechanical engineering student at whatever that is, university. He said he was able to avoid being pulled into more extreme content by using social media less often and instead reading literature and diverse media publications. For him, it really comes down to the impact of social media. Young men aren't inherently sexist. I think it's the algorithms that can really make them this way. Who controls the algorithms? The left! The left controls the algorithms. Not the right. The left. The left wants people divided. They want that misogyny. They want their big boogeyman to freaking blame. Look how misogynistic the men are. That's by design. They need this. They can't have unity. As soon as they have unity, they lose their power. This is what is wonderful. This is what's wonderful. You know what's happening? We're winning. We are winning. Trump's coming in. Everyone's quitting. People are moving to other countries. They're running away because they know Epstein's client list is coming. Diddy's client list is coming. CIA, FBI, they're scared. Comeuppance is coming, baby. Who is we? What do you mean? We are winning. You're winning. Your paycheck is going to be feeling much better in a year. Inflation is going to be down. I believe it. I believe it. I think the tides are turning. Nuclear families are fatherlessness is becoming known to be the issue, one of the main pillars of issues with society. Just I believe it. Philip Coggins for 10 says, love the title. And to be honest, it was Obama who radicalized me. Fair. Yeah, fair. And to that point, Philip, I actually really agree because I started becoming political in 2020 and I've slowly been building a backlog, of like how we got here. And I've learned a lot about how bad Obama was. Like, holy shit, what a horrible president. Logan Miller gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you, Logan. You're freaking G. Oh, and by the way, look, I don't know who bought the diaper bag on my throne list, but wait, someone just bought Mr. Rogers DVD pack. No way! Yo! Wait, Logan, is that you? Logan, did you just buy Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, the collection for me? 30 episodes? Was that you? You're laughing. That was you, isn't it? Oh, shit. Wow. Thank you, man. I just got 30 of the best episodes from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood from Logan Miller. Thank you, Logan Miller. You're freaking awesome, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to be teaching my son this. Yep, I'm going to be teaching my son this. He's going to see this shit. It's going to be awesome. Thank you. Well, I was bringing up Throne. I checked Throne just to say thanks to whoever bought the diaper bag. My wife is so excited about the diaper bag. And also V6 bought the little giraffe. So thanks, V6. I think you were sleeping by the time I saw this, but thank you for getting that. There's bad episodes of Mr. Rogers? No, but this one is the Beautiful Day collection. It's 30 classic episodes from 1979 to 2001. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood when everyone's favorite neighbor, Fred Rogers, and his pal, Mr. McFeely, Emily the Poetry Lady, Handyman Negri, King Friday the 13th, and others arrive to teach youngsters the importance of sharing and caring, family and friends, and strong self-image. The long-running public television mainstay originated in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and aired from 1968 to 2001. 30 episodes on 4 discs, 14 and a half hours. Oh, that's so dope. Yo, the hype is real. I don't know if I'm more excited to watch them myself or if I'm just excited to have my son watch it. Anyway, Logan, thank you. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. I'm hyped. What was the handyman's name? I'm not gonna say it again because I don't know if I said it wrong. Did I? I'm just gonna moving on. Kisama for 2 says teen boy watching fashion videos equals failed father. I didn't even catch that. That's right. He said it started with watching fashion videos. I went right past that. I have to go back and find that. You're watching something about teen fashion, and the next thing you know, the algorithm would push you to Ben Shapiro. I was just so laughing about the Ben Shapiro thing, but that sentence is so funny. Look at this. Look at this sentence. The more you look at this sentence, the better it is. You're watching something about teen fashion. What the fuck is this? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Thank you, Kasama. I missed that, and that was fantastic. Logan for 10. Alex Jones, my spirit animal radicalized me in 2010. Based. You know what? That's not surprising. I mean, he is just a powerhouse, right? Alex Jones is awesome. Peyton Johnson for 5 says, woke zealots tried to cancel the AVGN, the angry video game nerd, James Rolfe, because he openly refused to watch the women's Ghostbusters. It was pathetic. That's pretty pathetic. Yeah. Male fashion is for the gays, right, Adam? No. A teenage boy watching fashion videos on YouTube it's like, huh? But that leads you to Ben Shapiro? It's just like, there's a lot of, I don't know. I have questions. Kasama says, for 2, I'm a misogynist. I give great massages. I don't have a rim shot. That's what, right? Is it a rim shot? Victoria says, I'm proud to be radicalized by Alex Jones. Based. Logan, celebrating 4 months, says, my kid got pretty much the same thing. Good for the kiddos. Mr. Rogers is based. He really is. And I love that he's just like, if you're a boy, you will be a man. If you're a girl, you can be a mommy. Or boys grow up to be daddies, girls can be a mommy. And it's as simple as that. Yep. Are you at war with pool boys? No. Maybe they're at war with me? I don't know. But good riddance, whatever. They're giving me free views, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? I don't give a shit, but if they attack me, if I'm just blocking them, I don't give a shit, they could say random shit, but like if you're just coming at me and I don't know who you are, I'm blocking. I don't give a shit. You're just getting fucking banned. V6 Neon says Google was found out by James O'Keefe and Project Veritas screwed all searches, which would benefit the pro-Brexit side, trying to make it so voters would vote to stay in the EU. It backfired. Yeah, well, James O'Keefe worked. Well, the whistleblower was Zach Voorhees, who went to James O'Keefe and Project Veritas at the time. And I interviewed him on my show. It was a great interview. Dude is incredibly based. B6 Neon again says, speaking of fathers protecting children, not just theirs, Elon Musk going after pedos and their protectors. Starmer deploys counter-extremism unit to monitor Elon Musk. UK is now a laughingstock. It really is. Lord of the Ree says, what the fuck is up, Denny's? Ordered my new Pew Pew today. It made my New Year's resolution to buy a new one every time someone cries to me about guns. Also got a red dot sight and a flashlight for it. Nice. That's cool. What did you get? Like, is it a long gun, a handgun, shotgun? Like, what kind of pew did you get? Ryan Hinder for 1 says, this story makes YouTube radicalizing that this kid sound like a good thing. Sadly, he went back to believing the lies. Right, I know. It's a good point. V6N again says, I was doing the gentlemanly thing with a friend, a woman, trying to help someone to a woman's refuge we thought was a battered spouse. She then started calling me, then got the others at the refuge to stalk me and my parents. She knew I was gay. They were belligerently trying to convince I was straight and in love with her. We had to get those who ran to the refuge to intervene. Turns out that woman went after a man's family and kid, so he went around and beat the crap out of her. She had staged the place before the police came around. He had her attack on CCTV. Wow, what a crazy... Yo, women be crazy, man. Humans be crazy. Women act like men are like crazy, and they are. They're sex crazed animals, and and they're much stronger than women. That's why usually you hear about men raping women. because women don't tend to rape men, but they do, and they are crazy, and they do shit like that. McClark for 10 says, glad to see you streaming again, Adam. Thank you. Related to tonight, have you seen the articles about men's cuddle groups? No, just no. I don't like to hug or be touched. I have not seen any article about cuddle groups, and I will not be looking up any articles about cuddle groups. Thank you very much. Lord of the Ree for 2 says, as iron sharpens iron, so does man sharpen another. Proverbs 21:17. It's a good quote right there. Lord of the Ree for 2 says, I was radicalized in 2014 by the documentary Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. I watched it in 1 hour parts as it's about 4 hours long. If anyone hasn't seen it, they should. Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. I have not seen it, but it is now on my docket. McClark says, Captain Kangaroo, Adam. Oh, is it like the janitor's name or something? I don't know. Anyway, my hour's up. I'm out of here, guys. I'm keeping them to an hour. I can't go late. I can't do it. Monday night, Sunday night, I go late. I go 2 hours. I will not be able to go over 2 hours on Monday nights, Sundays or Mondays at 8:30 my time, or excuse me, 8:30 Eastern time. I'm out on Sundays and Mondays, and then the rest of the time I'm out at 7:30 Eastern time. It's just I wake up at 8 a.m. now, and I'm up at 8 a.m. My son wakes up and he's laying there all happy, and once he's awake, I'm awake. So thank you, King. Thanks everyone for buying me anything on Throne. If you've gotten me something on Throne, thank you so much. You're incredible. If you've donated to me on PayPal, oh yeah, someone actually, I think it was Young Pei Chang. Young Pei, are you here? Let me not log in over there just in case. Is Young Pei here? Someone gave me I just want to double check who it was. Yeah, thank you. 25. I appreciate you. So anyway, thank you if you've donated there. Thank you if you've gotten me on Throne. Thank you for being here. Thank you for smashing a like button. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are all absolutely amazing people. I'll be back tomorrow. Is it Friday night tomorrow? Is it Thursday? Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what day it is. I've been radicalized. McClark says he was a kid's show. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. All right. Jam night tomorrow night. I'll see you guys there. Peace. Lord of the Ree said I got a SIG. I asked him what he got. So I got a SIG's P320 compact 9mm. Comes with a SIG night sights. Dots always glow, as well as red dot sight, flashlight, a couple extra mags, a couple holsters for it, 15 round plus one. Damn, cool. I'm gonna see what that looks like actually. Oh, that's a sexy gun. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I dig it. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Good night.